Yo guys, what is going on? It's P from PTV and welcome back to the channel. You guys know that I'm absolutely obsessed with Outriders and cannot wait to continue to make content around it. Today we've got a top 5 in no particular order tips and tricks that might help you through the demo and even when the game launches here in the next few weeks. Let's jump right into it. Like I said, these are in no particular order. I want to jump first to sort of probably what is the most boring bits of menu options, right? We've got menu options. If you press start, toggle over to the HUD display, you have lots of different options for you to make sure that you sort of customize your HUD display the way that you like it. There are options like showing damage numbers and things with the mini map. You can go over and toggle your party members panel and things like that. Mine looks really different. I know mine looks like super default on the video here, but I've actually gone through this now, and after this video is going to be posted, and I'm going to like mess around with things to see how I like them. Okay. Squeezed into this tip, I've got 2 bits for you because they're both menu tips. You'll notice that I like to play with my Outriders helmet off. I've made a very handsome character just like me, so I want to make sure that I can see my character's face all the time while I'm shooting things in their face. To do that, you'll simply press the start menu, go to options, and it's in the first section, gameplay. You'll scroll down where it says helmet, and you see you can simply toggle this on or off. Next tip number 2. While in cover or out of cover, if you press left trigger to aim, some of my guys were left-handed, some of us were right-handed. So if you prefer to aim with the right, if you prefer to aim with the left, you can do it. You can switch the shoulder that you're looking over in the third-person view by simply clicking the left analog stick in. That is regardless of your console that you're playing on. Your left analog, which is your movement stick, if you click it down while aiming, you will switch shoulders. I haven't noticed a bit or a trend where it will stay in that shoulders. What I have noticed is the default shoulder seems to be the right, and I see no way to really switch that. But if you must switch over to the left, maybe you just get a better angle on an enemy, you can press the left analog stick down to do so. Tip number 3, what we're gonna go over is in the inventory section of things. Now, you're gonna collect lots of items. It is a looter shooter, right? So that is fair. If you go down to your item, right, and you're ready to mark something for a dismantling, you'll notice that in the mod slot, there's a symbol off to the right of the mod slot. If that symbol is a simple square with a cross kind of through it, that mod has already been collected. You've already broken down materials to gain that mod. Again, we can't see the mods. We're not privileged to seeing those mods in the demo. We will see the entire craftable section in the full game release. But as far as people who want to make sure that they're grinding the game, they want to get all the resources, they want to get all the mods, you can tell kind of what you have and what you don't have in your craftable mod section by looking clearly at this symbol. The square with the X through it seems to be the one that says, hey, you already have this mod, you're good to go. All right, keeping with this, we're gonna keep this compact in a nice number 3 right here, keeping in the inventory. If you go down to the anomaly power that some of your armor has, you'll notice that, you know, there are different perks that you can possess. Now, if you get an item with identical perks, those perks do not stack on themselves. There is a way to boost those perks, right? But if you look over here, you'll notice that I'm wearing these gloves and they have the thermal blast perk. Got different mod on it, right? Now, if I look over into my available inventory to switch out things, you'll see a red marked mod. That red mark means something that I'm wearing already possesses that same mod. I will not be getting the benefit if I equip this mod or equip this item. I will not be getting the benefit because those specific mods do not stack on top of each other. It's a really good way of kind of learning your way around how to make your character OP and then buff the skills that you're looking to buff. The red mark means simply that will not do anything for you while you have a similar item equipped. Tip number 4, we're staying in the inventory section. If you scroll over to your weapons, or really anything, right, but we'll just keep it with the weapons for now, underneath the firepower, you'll notice that there's a shard right there, right? And that shard for this pistol, for example, says weapon life leech. If you break down this item, you're gonna collect shards that give you the attribute boost to weapon life leech. The same thing with the next thing with the shotgun, you'll be getting crit damage percentage bonus, right? For breaking down, you'll collect shards that will give you that. And even in the legendaries, you'll notice that you know, there are several attributes underneath, and they'll have the shard next to it. If you break down this item, you'll be collecting shards that give you skills life leech from said weapon or armor bit. So hopefully you kind of understand what it is that you're gaining when you break down those things. Lots of different things to think about as you break down the items in your inventory. And the last one, tip number 5 for you guys, melee, right? There are 2 types of melee. I don't know if you guys have noticed, but there's a stationary version of melee, and then there's a moving version of melee. Both of them offer pretty cool animations. I kind of stick with the Pyromancer. Granted, I have not seen all the animations for moving and stationary melee for every single class, but for the Pyromancer, I know that we get to do this really, really cool moving, running, jumping, and then thrusting down onto the ground with the fire coming up. And then the stationary one is just like this really cool fire punch. Side note for both of these, they are used as interrupters. If you don't know what an interrupter is, when you fight higher level enemies, a lot of them have special skills. For example, the captain in the demo, sort of the main thing that everybody likes to loot, lots of loot runs around the captain. Any of his abilities, you'll notice, get a charge bar underneath his name. And as that bar is filling up, you have an opportunity to interrupt it. A lot of times with skills, but if you're a Pyromancer like me, for example, you'll notice that there are times when your skills are on cooldown and you can't interrupt them. This is a cool way to make sure that this guy isn't getting away with dropping his big bangers on your head. You get to run over there. Moving or stationary melee will interrupt it every single time. You don't have to deal with his special powers. All right, guys, that is our top 5 tips and tricks for getting into the demo, or whether you're seeing this later on, getting into the full game experience. I cannot wait for it to drop. I think we're roughly 3 weeks away now. Let me know if you guys have any more tips or tricks that I didn't mention that you think would be good for another video, or you think is just good for the community as a whole to know. I'll also drop you guys the links for some of the resources that I use to maintain some information outside of just playing the game as a whole. Twitter, Reddit, for Outriders and People Can Fly, Square Enix, all that other stuff. Links will be down in the description below. If you like this, please make sure to leave a like, subscribe. If you want to see us play Outriders live on Twitch, I'll also leave my Twitch link down in the description. With that said, thank you guys so much for watching the video, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.